Hey, you guys, how you doing? Woo! I affirm that all is well with you. It is me. It's time. Let's get this thing going. I was asked earlier, Dr. YaYa, why do you start on time? Because my time is valuable. And if I say I'm starting at 7, I'm going to start at 7. That's just what I do. That's how I do it. But I'm glad you guys could join me. Peace to you. If you're going to be looking at this after this live, then I say hello to you too. I hope that and I affirm that every lesson you needed to learn today, you learned it, and every bit of inspiration that you needed to encourage you, that you got it. There are some questions that someone wanted me to address as far as personal growth and what I do. I am a premier personal development brand. That means I help people to develop personally. And personal growth is caused by change. I like to think that I challenge people to think outside of the box. I like to challenge people to think outside of the norm and stretch themselves, stretch their consciousness to be able to grow. So that's what I do. You can send me a message at www.askdryaya.com to set up a personal session. You can ask in the comments, if you want a personal session with me and how that's going to go and how much that will cost you. Because again, time is valuable. I consider my time to be valuable. The other issue was when I discussed trust. And the question, I believe, was how was the woman supposed to trust her husband again after he cheated? In the past episode, I addressed this. Again, I will say trust belongs to you. That is your emotion, that is your confidence. I discussed what trust meant. Trust merely means that you place your confidence in someone. You have a right to take that confidence back. That is your emotion. And it's not up to the other person, right, to, as I said before, jump through hoops based on you placing your confidence in them. So you have to be mindful of that. How you doing? Good to see you in the chat. So you have to be mindful of that. You have to be aware that your emotions are your own. I am very keen and I'm very big on self-awareness. And what that means is that you are not afforded the opportunity to point your finger at someone else and say, you. Now, with that, I also want you to look at how you view your experiences. But this is never time to say, I blame you for making me feel like this. And if it hadn't have been for you, no, our focus is on your self-awareness and on your growth. The other question I had was about the last episode about sowing and expecting to get something back. Always expect, I'm not changing my mind. Always expect to get something back. I've had a lot of people send me emails and say, Dr. YaYa, when I give, I don't ever expect anything back. Well, like I stated at the end of that broadcast, gifting is not giving. Those are two different things. When you're gifting someone something, of course you don't expect anything back. It's a gift. But when you're giving, you should expect something back. This is the law of the universe. Period. This is the law of the universe. And when you don't expect something back, you get nothing back. And so I was bombarded with a lot of, oh, well, that's not right. Oh, well, we shouldn't think like that. That's because you were conditioned, like I stated before, you were conditioned and trained to think like that. So I just want to stretch your way of thinking. Just think about if you expected to gain and get something because of your actions. Just think about how your life would change if you expected kindness because you showed kindness. You expected gratitude because you showed gratitude. So when you think of it in those terms, there ought to be something in you that says, you know what, I'm going to try it. If you just try it for 24 hours and say, I'm expecting to gain something because of my actions, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Again, gifting is not the same as giving. And so you have to be extra mindful that these are two different things. Two different things. When you're giving, you should always expect something back. When you're gifting, you should just leave it at that. It's a gift. All right. So tonight we have a question. I received this email and I'm going to read it to you. Remember, this is 30 minutes of practical wisdom that I'm going to give you. We're going to get in and get out. You know what I say? I'm your good Judy, your auntie, your girlfriend, you know, the one you can depend on to give you the real. So this question I received, and it says, Dear YaYa, I married my hubby 3 years ago, and at the time I weighed 130 pounds. In the past year, I've gained 75 pounds. My husband and I have not slept in the same bed in 6 months. He says there is no reason for me to be this fat because we have no children, meaning that this fat is not from pregnancy, right? He says that he is no longer sexually attracted to me, but if I feel fine in my own skin, that is okay. I have no health problems. We only have sex. Oh, let me backtrack on that. We only have oral sex, and that's me giving to him. Well, all right then. P.S. I'll admit that I let myself go. Oh, wow. Should I lose weight for my husband? Okay. So this is going to mess a lot of people up. A lot of people, probably a lot of women are going to be angry with me, especially with this body positivity thing going. You're probably going to be quite upset with what I have to say. And that's okay. I can live with that. I don't have a problem with it. I give the real. Let me start off by saying that the average woman's height in the United States is 5'4". I'm 5'4". That's the average height of women. The average weight of women is 170 pounds. It wasn't so. It wasn't always like that. How you doing, Arnika? Good to see you. So it wasn't always like that. The average clothing size is 16 for women. For Black women, it is an 18. Okay? So this is what I have to say about this question. Should she lose weight for her husband? She admittedly in her PS said that she let herself go. Let me tell you, men like what they like. Men like what they like. In order for her husband to bring it up, and if we put this on you, if you're watching this and you're feeling some type of way, if I make a general statement, people like what they like. And if someone brings up something to you, that means there's a problem. So if your significant other brings up your weight to you, your attitude to you, whatever it may be, how you clean the house, you know, how you clean the car, how you take care of the kids, that means it is a problem. That's a problem. When people bring up and want to have a healthy discussion, that means we have a problem. So in order for her husband to bring this up, one, there's a problem. The second thing we noticed in this email is that she said he told her, hey, I'm not sexually attracted to you anymore. But if you're fine with the way that you look, then that's okay. Then you be comfortable in your skin. That says a lot. It says that he still loves and cares about her. He says, look, you gain weight. I'm not sexually attracted. How you doing, sis? Good to see you. I'm not sexually attracted, but I mean, if you feel good about gaining 75 pounds, then that's on you. So a lot of women are not going to appreciate this, again, with this body positivity. Should you lose weight for your husband? First, you should lose weight for you. And yes, I think you should lose weight. You should lose weight. You admittedly said you let yourself go. That's what you said, admittedly. Like I said, I'm 5'4". I can't imagine being 170 pounds. I can't imagine being a size 16 or size 18. Now, I do understand that women have certain health issues that will cause them to gain some weight, right? Now, after that health issue, it's up to you, if you so choose, to either lose the weight or maintain where you are and try to be as healthy as you can possibly be. There's a problem that I have with this current society in saying that we are healthy or we are okay at every weight. And that's not true. That's not true. There are certain conditions that come with obesity, congenital heart failure, diabetes, high blood pressure, things like that, water gain. All of these things come with that, shortness of breath. You may have knee problems, things of that nature. So I think we have to be careful in how we present ourselves and how we say that I can be fat and be healthy. I can be overweight and be okay. But if you have shortness of breath from walking from your living room to your kitchen, you're not okay. There's nothing okay about that. But see, only you know that. Only you know how much weight you should lose to make you feel comfortable in your own skin. So I'm going to answer this question and say, I think she should lose weight. She admittedly let herself go. I think she should lose weight if she wants to continue to have sex with her husband. That's a difficult place to be. If someone says, you know what, whoo, we've been married for 3 years, everything has been going well, but you gained 75 pounds and I'm just not sexually attracted to you. Understanding that there's a difference between being physically attracted to someone and sexually attracted to someone. I can go out right now and see a man that I am physically attracted to. We do that a lot when we're out and about. We look at somebody and say, oh, they look good. They're sexy. Doesn't mean I'm sexually attracted to you. Big difference. So yes, while someone can be physically attracted to you, that doesn't mean that they're sexually attracted to you. So her husband is no longer sexually attracted to her. He made it clear. I'm no longer sexually attracted, not sleeping in the bed. We haven't been sleeping with each other for 6 months. But if you're comfortable in your skin, if you're comfortable with this 75 pounds, girl, then you keep it. That's what he said. In essence, that means I'm not moving from where I am, sleeping in this guest bedroom. And I'm not moving from the fact that I'm not sexually attracted to you. We're just going to be in this house living like this. This is the problem for her because she thought that her husband would be okay just because they're married. That means absolutely nothing. People like what they like, period. And so she went from weighing 130 pounds to weighing over 200 pounds in a year. She said in the past year, she gained 75 pounds. She said she didn't have any health issues. There was absolutely nothing wrong. Now, she didn't mention in her email if there was anything going on as far as depression or anything like that. But, she said she wasn't pregnant. She admittedly says that, hey, I admit I let myself go. And I think most women, when they get married, and even some men, let themselves go. Because in their mind, they say, well, I got him now. We're just going to be real. We're going to have this conversation. Oh, I got him now. I'm married. I can look the way I want to look because, love says love conquers all. Love covers a multitude. Love, we're so keen on this love thing, but we need more than love. If we're going to be honest, we need more than love. That we do. We do. And we require more than love. But we have so set love on a pedestal that we think that if a person doesn't like us in our state, if we've gained weight, then you really don't love me. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It's just that how I'm set up on the inside, my attraction for you is not. I mean, I love you. I'm just not attracted to you like that. And we as women have a hard time with rejection. Men don't have the problem. Some men get rejected. They're like, hey, because they're built from that. They understand, they've been told no from the sandbox. Okay, men been told no since they sat down next to the little girl, and since they sat down next to the little girl and asked to push her, can I push you on a swing? And she said no. But then little Johnny come up and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna let little Johnny push me on a swing. So men are, they've been built from a foundation of no. Women have not. And women are so used to these fairy tales. Women are so used to Cinderella. They're so used to these princesses and all these things that they think, oh, this man is going to come in and swoop me up and he's going to save me. Stop watching those fairy tales, sis. That's not how life works. That's not how any of this works. But we think that this is it. He put the ring on it, and now everything is fine, and I'm going to go off into my white carriage, and everything is going to be great. And then you put on 75 pounds, and he say, oh, pump your brakes. Hold on, Harpo. I didn't, wait, wait, wait. I don't understand where this 75 pounds in years come from. You're not sick. Nothing seems to be wrong with you. You haven't been pretty. This ain't baby fat, right? This ain't what that is. You didn't gain weight from a baby. So what's going on? And until you figure that out, I'm sleeping in the guest bedroom. And so now she's frantic. But I thought you loved me. And men they compartmentalize things. So men are like, that does not have anything to do with what I'm talking about. They do. Men compartment. They're like, that doesn't even go together. That's not even the same compartment. Me loving you and me being sexually attracted to you, that's not even, no. But see, we women, we don't get that. We say, well, if you love me, you want to take care of me, you want to have sex with me, and all is well in the world. Not men. Men are like, that's not the same thing. I love you. I just, my peen won't get hard for you like this. I still love you. And you can still suck it. But it won't stay, because this is not, I didn't marry you at 75 pounds heavier. And so we as women, we have to understand that. We have to get in our mind that this is not an affront against you. This is just inherently who he is and what he desires. There are certain things that women desire that you can't get them to move away from. I hear it all the time. Women say, I want a man that's tall. He got to be over 6 feet tall for me, honey. But you 5 feet. But you standing on that. That's the hill you're going to die on. Look, he got to be 5 feet. You know, some of them want a muscular. I want a muscular man. Some of them want rich. I'm going to hold out for a rich man. I'm going to hold out for the man that'll let me stay home. But that's not how it works. So when it comes to men, and they have a certain preference, women are up in arms. Women get mad. They're pissed. I can't believe this. I can't believe. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't want to make love to me because I gained weight? You're supposed to be my husband. He's like, yeah, and you're supposed to be my much slimmer wife. But that's not what they want. That's not what they want. I'm going to read this question. I got, Dr. YaYa, my girlfriend, and I have sex frequently with my husband's consent. I am thinking about asking my husband to join us, but I'm concerned someone may get jealous. What should I do? Well, first of all, have you had sex? Have you had threesomes with your husband before? That's the thing. If you've had threesome with your husband before, that shouldn't be a problem. And if you're concerned about it, you make sure you're the one that doesn't get jealous, right? I mean, so if it's your lifestyle, then you have to consider that. Yes, that's why a lot of women are still looking. A lot of women are still, we want a certain standard. I find with women that we want a certain standard for men that we won't carry for ourselves. And that's not appropriate. That is not appropriate. And I'm going to say this, and someone may get upset with me, but like I said before, it doesn't matter because I am who I am and I do what I do. Y'all, this is going to be tough. Men settle more than women. Let me say that again. In relationships, men will settle more than women. Women will not settle. And some women like to think, oh, I settled because I wanted this on the list and I had 10 things on my list for my perfect man and I took off 2. No, men settle more than women because men will find something to say, I'm going to get the benefit of being with this woman. She's not the dime. She's not a size 6. She has a great job. They will find something. Men settle more, okay, than women. Women, she'll go out on a date with you. You could date a woman for 6 months, everything be well. And she finds one thing on her list. One thing on her list that you don't have, and it's a problem. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. She's going to her girlfriends. Oh my gosh, let me tell you what happened. Girl, he was so perfect for you. Oh, I know, but this one thing. Not so with men. Men have a list, ladies. They have a list. Men will get into their list and say, okay, well, she's not the prettiest girl, but she's not Beyonce fine, but she cute. You know, men will start to put some things together and say, well, you know, she may be beneficial over here. They will find the benefit of the woman, not women. No, women will be single until for the rest of their lives because they let a man go that they could have spent the rest of their lives with because of that one thing. Oh, I went to his house and I saw his dad, girl. His dad is balding. That means he's going to be bald one day too. Ooh, I just can't do it. What? Is that what you basing this thing on? Is that what we doing now? But women will do it. And then become bitter because they don't have anybody. Now they're upset. Now they're mad. Because somewhere along the line, the fairy tale told you not to settle. The fairy tale told you to wait on your Prince Charming. Honey, let me tell you, your Prince Charming got a gut and he's balding. Okay? Let me tell you that. That's let me tell you where your Prince Charming is. Your Prince Charming has a gut. Okay? He's balding. He works as an auto mechanic. But guess what? He owns 3 shops. That's your Prince Charming. So there's no reason for you, and I'm going to say this. There's no reason for you not to want the best for yourself. I'm not saying that. And you should, but you have to know where you are. And a lot of times women don't know where they are. They have a tendency to place themselves above certain things without really saying, now, wait a minute. This is what I'm lacking. So if this is what I'm lacking, I'm going to need that person to kind of fill in the gap. I can't look for, you know, for this thing to be whole when I'm lacking over here. They don't like to bring stuff to the table. Let me tell you about your princess stories, right? In order for Sleeping Beauty to get awoken, that means that her prince had to already be awake. She was lacking because she was asleep. So it doesn't work if he's not filling in the gap and you're not filling in the gap, right? It doesn't work like that. And so you're just merely waiting. Oh, he's got to have this. He's got to have that. He's got to be already put together. But are you already put together? That's what you have to think about. And women don't want to hear this. I understand that. You get upset, you get angry, you get mad. But that's the way you have to think. If you are going to seek out what's best for you, you have to know what you're lacking, what you're missing, where those spaces are. Because if you don't, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be frustrated. And you're going to think that everyone who comes every man that says hi to you is going to want to, you know, do something to you that you don't want. Not the case. Then you become a bitter cat person. There's nothing wrong with cats if you like them. But we have to be honest with ourselves. We really do. So yes, ma'am, lose weight for your husband. Lose weight for your husband. 75 pounds in a year. Lose weight for yourself. But yes, the question was, should I lose weight for my husband? You absolutely should. You should. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think that should be a problem. I don't think that should be an issue. I mean, if we consider what men are doing now, some men are giving weight contracts to their wives. That's what they're doing. Some women, you think you mad about a prenuptial agreement, you let him lay down a weight contract. And you're really going to have a problem. You're really going to think something's wrong. But that's what men are doing because we have a problem with obesity and weight in this country. And men like what they like. Hell, women, we like what we like. So there's not an issue with that. There's not any, I don't think there's an issue. And maybe, if I'm being self-aware, and I am, maybe it's because I don't have an issue with weight. Maybe it's because I can say this because I'm 5'4" and a size 6. Maybe I can say this because I work out every day. Who knows? But what I do know and what I do see is that if women don't accept that we have flaws as it pertains to men and how we date, that's a problem. That's an issue. That's what I see. Whether it be weight, whether it be your views on raising children, whether it be how you spend money, all of these things you have to consider. Not just the fact that he has money, he's tall, dark, and handsome, he's got it going on. Oh, my girlfriends are going to be so envious. No. You have to think about where you're flawed. Do I spend too much money? Do I raise my children in the way that they can be well-mannered and disciplined? How do I even view childhood? Do I want him to do everything? You have to think about where you're flawed. And we don't want to do that. Why? Because you've been watching Disney. You've been hanging out on the Disney Plus channels and stuff, and everything is just rosy and great. And if she can do it, I can do it. Okay. We'll see. And then when that doesn't happen, you're mad. And now you and your good girlfriends are sitting around some margaritas talking about, girl, he wasn't ish anyway. He wasn't shit. He wasn't, he thought he was all of that. I was blinded by the Mercedes girl in the big house, but he got some issues, girl. He needs to be in counseling. You take it all off of you instead of saying, I could have handled that a little bit differently than what I did. We're not as self-aware as we should be. We're quick to say, well, it would have worked if he wasn't so stingy. What do you mean stingy? You didn't spend all this man's money and you still want to go shopping. We really, really have to turn the mirror. Just look at the mirror. Just look at the mirror and say, girl, it's you. It's you. Just look at yourself and say, it's you. But again, can't tell women that. Because women got the fairy tale syndrome going. They want the princess. They want to be princesses with the prince, and they want to live royal like. And stop watching all this reality TV. I don't even watch TV. I haven't watched TV in over 10 years. I don't even own a TV. All of this reality show, and this is what's supposed to happen, and some of that stuff is not even real. Take it from a celebrity consultant. Most of that stuff is trash. Straight up garbage. Okay? But no, you want to yet hang on. We got to do better. We got to do better. Like I said, this episode may upset some people, mainly women, more than likely. But that's okay. You got to hear what you need to hear and get what you need to get. And I'm here for it. So I await your emails. I await your comments. I await you just saying, you know what, Dr. YaYa, that's effed up. What about the men? Well, I have yet to have a man email me and say, Dr. YaYa, should I lose weight for my wife? I gained 75 pounds in a year. I'm only 5'4". I'll admit that I let myself go. When I get a letter like that, when I get a letter from a man saying that, then we can have this discussion. Then we can go in. But right now, this is what we're talking about. And this is what it is. So my answer is yes. Absolutely. Lose the weight. Lose the weight. I said it. I meant it. I'll stand on it. That's the hill I'm going to die on. Lose the weight. As I stated earlier, if your spouse or significant other comes to you and says, this is what's going on, that's a problem. If they come to you about the way you cook, your cooking is a problem. If they come to you about the way that you clean, your cleaning is a problem. If they come to you about the way you spend, your spending is a problem. Okay? If they come to you about the way you raise the kids, it's a problem. It's a problem. When men address something, they have a problem. Men seldomly ever, and I'm going to close this live with this because I only give you 30 minutes. Men seldomly ever will come to you if everything is going well. If everything is going well, he won't even open up his mouth. That's why some women are like, he didn't even tell me that dinner was good, or he didn't even compliment me. Because that's not what they do. They only come. They only speak out when there's a problem. That's when men talk. Men talk when there's a problem. If everything is going well and his mouth is shut, believe me, he is pleased. He is happy. There is nothing wrong with his condition. But if he speaks on it, there's a problem. And so many women, you want men to be different. You want them to be like your best girlfriend. He's not your best girlfriend. He's not going to come to you all the time and say, oh my goodness, dinner was outstanding. It was wonderful. It was great. He's not going to do that every night. He may do it every now and then because, you're probably expecting him to do it. But he's not going to do that every night. And so a lot of women will complain and say, why does he ever give me compliments? Or why doesn't he ever say that was okay? Because men only speak when there's a problem. When there's a problem, that's when men speak up. He can come in the house and say, hey, did you see what was out there on the lawn? Did little Johnny put that out on the lawn? It's a problem. Get that shit off the lawn. But if he comes home and there's nothing, no problem with the lawn, he's not going to mention it. Not going to say anything. Okay? So that's what women have to begin to understand. But women, please stop trying to turn your man into your good Judy. He is not your good Judy. He's a man. Let him be a man. Period. Give him that opportunity to be a man. At this point, a lot of women are not doing that. They want to cry. They want to get upset. I can't believe it. I can't believe he didn't notice. I can't believe he didn't. I got on a new blouse. To him, it looks like the same blouse. It's a blouse. What do you want him to do? You have a whole argument about blouses. Whole argument about pants. A whole argument about... No. We gotta come to terms with some stuff. As women, we gotta come to terms with some things. Like I said, you're gonna turn into an old bitter cat woman if you don't. How you doing, Craig? It's good to see you. Y'all, this is it. There you go, son, kid, son of a guy. There you go. This is it. This has been your 30 minutes. I gave y'all a little extra tonight. But we come in, got 30 minutes of practical wisdom. I'm answering some questions. We're dealing with some topics. Remember, you are loved, you are valued, and you are appreciated.